Hiya Dave, great to meet you today and do a little bit of work on your game. If we just recap on the work that we did during your session, you mentioned that your left leg is longer than your right, so that would suggest that this right hip is going to sit lower than your left at address, which means that during your backswing the tendency is to lift up and move off the golf ball. Too much of a movement off the golf ball now brings into play hitting the ground behind the ball. There's a lot of wasted energy trying to get back onto the ball, and as we saw from down the line, when you try and get back onto it, you do it with your upper body, the arm comes out in front of you, and now you're on a hide into nothing in regards to creating distance and controlling direction, simply because you're swinging across the ball, the hips are clearing instead of moving forward. And we can see this finish, which is always indicative of someone who's going to hit it the shortest they can hit it, and that is where the hips are back and the chest is forward. So what we've done first of all here on the top right is we've put a little bit more flex in your left knee. And what that's going to do is counteract the positioning of your hips, try and level them off a little bit. Straight away when we did that, you could make a freer turn. The more you can turn, the more power you can create. So as you go back, there's not as much movement off the golf ball in the backswing, which means we're not going to waste as much energy during the downswing trying to get back onto the golf ball. So we take you to the top on this one. We can see there's a much better move with a lower body. The right leg now is starting to straighten a little bit, which has allowed your hips to turn. And we're seeing a little bit of a sort of a shift there where the right hip's getting a little bit higher than the left, which in turn is allowing you to turn much more freely during your backswing. The club's also, as a result, travelled further. From there, we still have this tendency to want to sort of move on to it, but we don't do it as much, so consequently the club does come from the inside a little bit more. We're still, however, leaning forward in the follow through, as we see here. So what I suggest you do is keep making your normal swings, and then when you get into your finish, as you can see on the bottom right, just move everything back, keep moving the hips forward. As you move your hips forward, your upper body is going to come back and you're going to arrive in a much more natural finish. That's going to allow you to keep the club coming from the inside and generate some extra power. So good luck with it and keep working away, and I'll see you again in a couple of weeks' time. Well done.